I'm Luke Summerhays.
I'm James J. Miles.
And I'm James the Jaster Stewart.
And you're listening to Monster Mash.
And on this week's episode, we're hunting Nu Udra.
Woo,
Yes!
yay!
Wild flame, you make my heart sing. You make
The Monster Mash. It was a graveyard smash. It caught on in a flash. They did.
The monster that's under my bed. Get along with the voices inside of my head. You're trying to save me.
The cephalopod that reigns supreme over oil well basin's ecosystem. Usually, when sighted, Nu Udra is covered in oil silt. But when enraged, it will ignite the coating, transfiguring itself into a horror of flame. The oculi that appear on its body, and many arms, are presumed to be sensory organs. But the truth is still being investigated.
We should never investigate further. God, even the description's disgusting.
Is that like
Oculi.
is that one of the things that like when it gets you in like a grab attack? Is that what it's trying to like kind of hit you with, or like kind of suck your life force out of yourself?
It's got like the blue little light to the end of its tentacles or something about those, yeah.
I see.
Oculi is not another word for sucker, right? I don't want to Google it because
That's what I
I'll
thought.
hate what I see if it's true.
Well, oculus is like vision, right? So I think
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
what I thought, yeah. But I don't want to
it
Google it.
uses them to see.
Oh, you're going to make me Google it just to see if it is. I think it's just, it's just eyes. It's
It's
just
mostly
eyes.
coming up as like a brand name,
Yeah,
so...
yeah, it makes sense.
It's just eyes, yes.
It's not the suction, because that's what it goes after you when it does the grab attack.
It's also apparently an adventure item in Genshin Impact, so there you go. Oh,
So,
Or like when we had a debate the last episode or whatever, like of whether this is the first cephalopod for Monster Hunter, which I think it technically is, right?
the wiki describes it as the first cephalopod that is not classified as an elder dragon.
Yeah, because obviously Nakarkos, you could clearly.
In terms of what the real word in our universe means, yes, Nakakos is a cephalopod.
Yeah, but that's the
But
weird
as a
thing, though,
monster
right?
description
Because
in Monster Hunter, it's
we've
different.
got two new monsters and their class is just cephalopod, which is a real term rather than the made-up terms that they've been using. Like, well,
But then,
not
like,
fully,
Leviathan and Wyvern are not completely made up.
yeah,
It's
not
just
fully,
like
but you know what I mean.
Neopteron and shit that are made
Yeah.
up.
But like it fits within
Kissing
the
wyvern.
universe, right? So it's a bit jarring to see, in my opinion, to see like cephalopod.
I mean, yeah. It
Not,
fits.
not massively, but just a little bit.
I would find it more annoying if they called it like a cephalopoodaloo or whatever, made up their own.
That's right, yeah. Cephalocerin or something.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Cephaloceron.
it definitely, unlike Nakarkos, which I don't know whether it's just because it was a bit of a grainier game, or if it's, because it's a big anime skull beast. Nakarkos didn't bother me. Nu Udra absolutely gives me the ick. Like
I think
no
the Nakarkos
monster has
is
before.
Swimming a lot, right? So even during the big reveal that he is a cephalopod, like you
Yeah,
don't
even
see him
once-
that much.
Because also, I think the thing that bothers you mostly, Jay, is how they move, right?
It's how they move. I hate
But-
looking at the suckers, which Nu Udra has them.
Even once Nakakos revealed that it was not a two-headed bone dragon,
Yeah.
it still moved like a two-headed dragon. It didn't
Yeah.
suddenly start doing the insane animation this thing does, because
Yeah.
I don't think they could do that on 3DS.
With difficulty.
That's like the one cool thing about Nu Udra, right? It's like, and then obviously a cephalopod monster in general is like its ability to attack from like any angle.
Well, that's this is one where I've read a little bit of design stuff. It's from a wiki, so who knows how true it is. But they're talking about how they wanted it to not move like a normal monster by having to turn to face you all the time.
Yeah.
So that's why they put the lights on the tentacles, because otherwise you wouldn't know who it's attacking. It would be really annoying.
Okay. Reminds me a bit of a blooper, like the one from Mario Sunshine, a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, well it's a big octopus boss where you chop its tentacles off one by one. So
Yeah.
of course.
Sadly, I can't pull its nose and send it into the ether like Team Rocket. I wish I could get rid of it.
So neither of you knew about this monster before the game came out, right?
Nope.
No.
Apparently, you could get it in the beta.
Oh, really?
Like a surprise monster, but it didn't have a name. It just had the black flame.
Yeah, I only played the first
Maybe it was
beta,
like-
which was...
Yeah, maybe it was like this. Like I did play like all the betas, but like I purposely didn't obviously go after Artfield in the last one.
Was there a beta where you could come to the oil well basin?
I don't know. I don't know. That's got to be wrong because I don't remember there being oil well basin and a beta.
Who knows? That's what I've heard anyway.
'Cause
Maybe
I
it was
don't-
like a...
Obviously, I never saw the
in-person
oil well
demo?
basin. Like, they showed you like a little reveal from a trailer, but like never showed any monsters. But first time I actually saw it was in the game through the story.
Maybe it was an in-person demo or something like that they're talking about.
Yeah, I don't think journalists
It could
did.
be like
Yeah.
I don't know, some expo or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I stopped watching trailers after like their reveal, and I only played the first beta just to have a play about with it. So yeah, I mean, Christ, you heard my reaction to it live.
Yeah, I was going to say, so me and Andy were on PlayStation Chat with Jay, and I realised he was hunting the Ajarakan,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh man, I'm in for a treat.
You were.
And I was trying to figure out how to record, but I didn't manage it in time. But then, yep, I got to hear Jay's reaction in real time as this monster was revealed to him.
I mean, to recreate it, you would probably just get like, oh no, no, not that, no. Oh God, look at it move.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of, oh no.
Well, it's just because the nature of a Monster Hunter game is, unlike, most other games where you fight a boss once, that's it. Monster Hunter games, you're gonna fight that thing many more times, and
Yep.
It'll probably find new ways to disgust me many more times. And do you know what? It did, because then I found out how it sleeps. Horrible.
Squeezing itself into a little hole so some tentacle
I
pops out.
hate that octopuses can do that. I hate that. I hate it so much.
I love that as part of like a game mechanic as well, though. Like it's fun to see it like when just like you got it on the run and it just slips through the cracks on a wall. They go.
Well, that's
Travels through the map.
one of the reasons I find it so funny talking to Jay and how much he hates octopuses. It's because everything he hates about them, I do love. I think they're so cool and interesting.
I swear they're aliens.
I was reading about this recently for I covered a Pokemon that's based on like squids. Apparently, in Hawaiian legend, octopuses are the only things left from the universe before ours.
Should have disappeared with the rest of it. That's rad though. That's a really cool bit of mythos. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah. Speaking of War of the Worlds, the aliens are basically just octopuses in that because they've evolved to be just a brain and a hand.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was trying to think a bit about like when did I get so much of an ick for cephalopods? I did wonder, like, I wasn't that young when this was on. Maybe I would have been like 12, 13, so it shouldn't have bothered me that much. But like the Daleks, like once you see the
Yeah, they
inside
are.
of them-
When you see them inside the machine, they are little octopus things. Yeah.
Yeah. But like I was like, nah, that can't be it. And then I thought like,
Well, are you sure you didn't like when the new stuff came out? You were like 12, 13, but did you see some of the old stuff as a rerun when you were a kid? Maybe.
don't think so. No, I've always had like an aversion for like slimy creatures. Like I hated Jabba the Hutt as a kid. He still gives me a bit of the ick. I was terrified of the Kraken the Hydra in Hercules that eats him. Hated that. Yeah, stuff like that. Anything that's
And that's Disney
wiggly.
Hercules, not Kevin Sorbo Hercules. Right? We've had this conversation before.
Correct. Correct. Disney Hercules. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, look, removing my own dislike for this monster from the situation. A lot of people like this, and they've clearly done a good job. They've obviously done a good job because it triggers that reaction in me, you know. Like
Yeah.
it's like my brother raves about this monster. It's his favorite, which can't believe we're related. So
Well, we were talking about spiders a couple of weeks ago, right? And how some of them trigger arachnophobia and some of them don't.
yeah.
And like, you have to begrudgingly admit, that means they've done a good job of a spider. If it can do that.
Yeah, and same with Nu Udra, absolutely. Fact, it's got a beak as well. Undersea creatures should not have a beak. That is reserved for creatures of the sky.
What about penguins? Where do you stand on penguins?
Where I don't stand on penguins. No, I like penguins. They're good.
Poor penguins.
They're good because they mostly live on land.
And they're not that slimy.
No. And they have a documentary narrated by Morgan Freeman. Take that, cephalopods. I mean, I suppose we should talk about this. This guy's one of the apex monsters of this game, of the region of the Oil Well Basin, right?
Yeah. And definitely the most unique of the apexes. Like, he's not a big wyvern.
Mm-hmm.
I guess technically the next one's not either. He's like a... Is he a Leviathan?
Leviathan, yeah.
Yeah. But... And the way they introduce him... like, it's just like this demonic shape made of flames.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously you've seen the tentacles come and grab a Jarracan, so you kind of know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like the central horns and then a couple of tentacles curled up makes like this shape like a big fire. It's a pretty cool little trick.
Obviously, I saw the tentacles and I knew what was coming, but like, if I'd just seen that silhouette, like with the fire kind of billowing around it, big like Balrog energy before it like reveals itself properly in Lord of the Rings. Like really,
Yeah,
really
when it's just at the end of that tunnel.
Yeah.
Very, very unique within this game and pretty much within Monster Hunter as a whole.
Well, yeah. I mean, we've got 3 cephalopods, one that doesn't really count as well, from what we're discussing with the Rundakarkos. So, yeah.
There's also that big floating one that hasn't been in it since like DOS.
Yeah, like Yametsukami or something like that it's called.
Yeah, but again, that's like more like a big floating island. That's
That one's got like weird teeth.
it's an octopus as a technicality.
Oh, like the Kraken from
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, I don't like that either.
People were saying like people wanted that for Rise like so bad because they're like this map area would have fit like the Wirebug.
Yeah, also they haven't. Rise didn't have anything really big up until the final boss of Sunbreak. And even though they're often quite boring, it is fun fighting a really, really big monster sometimes.
I guess Rise had the Rampage as a whole to kind of substitute for that, right?
Yeah.
Well, more on that.
Well,
More on that in
Wilds as well
soon.
at the moment doesn't have, apart from the upcoming Apex we're talking about,
Yes.
it doesn't have anything that's in like the Zora Magdaros kind of scale.
No.
But then Zora Magdaros in World was pretty dull, so...
Correct.
Yeah, I think Capcom were slowly realizing like some monsters can be too big.
But yeah, like you said, with the wire bugs, maybe that would have been the time to do a big monster and actually have it work.
Where do you guys stand on the fight with Nu Udra?
I really like it, but it is quite easy.
You think?
Apart from, well, I mean,
think
obviously I
it's tricky
fainted just now
sometimes.
because I was in Killer armor.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Like, it's You have to be on your toes because he can sort of attack you out of nowhere.
Yeah. That's the one thing that gets me a lot. It's like, and I find them quite tricky sometimes because of the I'm in front of him, like playing. Let's say I'm playing Lance, and like I want to be in front of the monster as much as possible, and then I'm off to the side ever so slightly, and I think, oh yeah, I'll be able to like counter hit this attack, and I get caught by another tentacle that's like flapping from another direction.
But it's also it's very big, and you can kind of hit it anywhere and do damage.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm wailing on it a lot.
It seems to always catch me out with the kind of like flame billow that it does. It's like,
That's what it got me with in the hunt today.
Yeah, I think it's like probably one of its most damaging attacks. And it always seems to know when you're backing off to heal. It's like, I'm gonna scoosh some flame over there.
It's like just classic like video game thing, right? Like if you
Yeah, they know.
backing off from an enemy, it's going to use this ranged attack.
It's reading my inputs. I initially, and still do if I don't look at it afterwards, really enjoy the be able to cut off all the tentacles. But
Yeah.
they didn't need to make it move after you cut it off. That was uncalled for.
You know they're going to like they've got previous for that, like with the spider monsters and stuff like that, like kind of jiggling their legs after they're dead.
Yeah, but that's
When you
fine.
come to Japan, Jay, make sure you go to one of the restaurants where they serve a whole octopus.
Nope.
And then they pour hot sauce on it so it twitches.
No. Cancelling my flights. They need to make distance.
Yeah, the tentacle thing is very cool, and I think you just get regular calves, right? They're not like special tail calves, I don't think.
I think they're classed basically tentacle pluses, right? I think.
Are they? You always get the same thing from them? I can't remember.
I thought I carved like its gem equivalent, the cerebral fluid, off one of them before, but I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong.
It also, as well as having little wiggling tentacles, technically has a small monster as well.
Yeah, you get tentacle plus from it, like. Oh, you can get the flame gem as well, severed part
Oh, cool.
as well. Yeah.
Oh, the cerebral fluid's from another monster, isn't it? Yeah.
No, you got cerebral spinal fluid as well.
It has a small monster look.
Yeah, there's baby ones.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
The new Yaya.
Where? And how can I kill
When
them?
you swallow it back to where it sleeps, I think.
Yep, we need
Certain-
to...
No, just don't say when you swallow it. I meant follow it.
So- I think in certain kind of when it's seasonal kind of shifts in the oil well basin as well, they're kind of like light up here.
Do you know, I really respect Akuma because he chose to train in the oil well basin, which means he's probably killed about a dozen Nu Udras, and you know what? He's just a chill guy. I think, you know, Ryu should just embrace this Satsui no Hado after all, because Akuma's done a good job.
Oh, I'm watching one fight a Rompo below as we speak.
Poor Ron Popes.
Yeah, he's not having a good time.
No. Anything on the name?
Yes, so actually I found a Reddit thread where people have done a bunch of the name for us,
cool.
so that's
Nice.
good. Apparently Nu is like an Egyptian god of the abyss,
Cool.
which is pretty cool. And then the Udra part comes from a French word for tar, which is goudron.
Oh, okay. I mean, makes
So
sense
he's
with the oil wheel, and he has covered in
Yeah,
it.
he
It's really
covers
good.
himself in the oil, yeah.
Yeah.
Which means he looks a lot better from a distance than he does up close.
Yeah,
Like, I
guess
don't mean in terms of like looking cool. I just mean like it looks like low poly when you get close to him sometimes.
I guess because you're in amongst all the tentacles as well.
Yeah.
So that's not a sentence I want to say again.
But like from a distance, the oil sort of rainbow shimmer on him, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
the
like
way he moves,
that's the one
and
thing
stuff,
I
it's
like.
really impressive.
There is one thing about Nu Udra I find kind of disappointing is when he's mostly always engulfed in flames, and you don't get to see that kind of rainbow kind of pigment on him as much.
Does he lose some of his grossness when he's on fire, Jay?
I I guess because you're not seeing like the detail on the tentacles really as much. Then it's like you don't see the suckers and that. I mean, yeah, I guess so because then he's more like like a fantasy creature that doesn't exist. I mean, obviously, Nu Udra does not exist in our world, but when he's in normal form, he's much
know
closer
of
to a real
how-
octopus.
How
Don't
explored
put
is the deep
speak.
sea,
No,
you know?
yeah, we don't like that. We don't speak that evil into our world, James the Jaster Stewart. We don't do that.
I think it would make it exciting.
The giant squid was considered mythical for a long time. And then turned out to be real.
I think the weapons was probably one of the most well known like weapon naming conventions before the whilst the game was out. Sorry, like I think everyone, well, everyone, but most people know that each of the weapon types is named after the word for octopus in a different language, right?
I think, yeah, because a couple of them... basically, once you notice one, you're like, oh, is that what they're doing?
Yeah.
And like the German is Krakow, which is basically Kraken. Spanish is Pulpo. So from those two, I would have figured it out. And then, I mean, I didn't know that Chobotnis is Czech for octopus, but that's pretty cool.
It's quite good. It's like a menu of what not to order when I go traveling to all these countries.
Does it not make you feel powerful to like eat an octopus?
No. Because you are what you eat.
You don't want to be a cephalopod.
No, I
Cephalopod.
don't want to do that to myself.
So you're not interested in joining me in starting the Cephalopod podcast when we run out of monsters?
Yeah, find someone different. Like, fuck that. I'll pay you money on the Patreon not to do that.
The armor
Oh.
is very cool.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you look like it kind of makes you look like the Firekeeper from Dark Souls 3. Because she's like blindfolded. I mean, this is the female armor. Maybe the male armor is a bit different. And then it's very like witch vibes, or like a dress, or like a black dress made of tentacles and stuff.
That's cool.
It's a pretty unique one.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know whether the male armor is. Sometimes one of them is really interesting, and then the other one is very
They're
generic.
both pretty cool.
Okay.
They got a kind of similar vibe from like some of the stuff they've done with Namiel in Iceborne.
Yeah, you're right. It is quite
It's
similar
got
to
like, yeah,
Namiel's.
the other one's got like the helmet's like 6 eyes in its mask. That's pretty cool.
Yep, and then I would be remiss not to mention how they ruined cats. By giving the cats tentacles instead of feet.
That's so
It basically
ridiculous.
replaces everything from the neck down with an octopus body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hate it.
I love it. It just looks so goofy, like in cut scenes and like when you do gestures for the cat, like waving or dancing, just to see the tentacles like wiggling about.
Ban Jazz's cat. Well, after that 20 plus minutes of torture that I just went through, mercifully, it's time for my favourite monster in this game. Because you can just Beyblade across it with dual blades, and that's just lots and lots of fun. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for Jindahad. Well, not quite. Next week is when we'll be talking about that, so you'll have to come back and join us.
Well, for them it'll be
that.
next week.
Oh, well, of course!
It's
Because next
fun.
week you'll listen to us hunt Nu Udra. So you'll have to go and wait another fortnight for this. Wow. But I mean, well, look, a fortnight's a long time to wait if they're, want another podcast to listen to. I'm sure they can maybe find some others to listen to, right?
Yeah, if you enjoy this nonsense, you can find the Game Show, which is all the banter with none of the facts. There's Luke Loves Pokemon, which is all the facts with none of the banter. And there's Films and Filth, where I talk about the top 100, bottom 100 films on IMDb with my friends Mark and Matt. There's also a bunch of other podcasts that those two do about the Twilight Zone and Severance and stuff like that. There's a whole 50 episodes of Hyrule Field Report with the three of us talking about The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And if you want to go on patreon.com or just on amazon.com and buy me Monster Hunter Stories 3, maybe you'll get an episode on that, because I've made the mistake of trying to buy the Stories games before and they've all been shit, so I'm not buying this one unless someone gets it for me.
It'll be interesting to see what more they do with that game, right?
What they're doing with the story and stuff does look interesting, where they've got like a war between kingdoms where they're riding Rathoses and stuff.
They didn't mention like a post on social medias about like the map being bigger and having like more verticality and more to do with your monsters while you ride them, or like more riding actions. I think they said.
I do own Stories 1 and 2 on PlayStation, so
I have Stories 1 on Switch, and it's just
Stories
it's a bit
3DS.
directionless and the combat's not interesting, so who knows, maybe 2 is better.
we'll have to wait for the eventual Monster Hunter Stories trilogy of podcasts that we're going to do now, that we've committed to.
If you buy it for us, listeners, if you buy all three of us, all 3 games, you'll get that episode.
Yeah.
So if there's any billionaire listeners listening, there's no upper limit to what you can donate on Patreon. If you're a billionaire, you could throw us $1 million a month and you wouldn't even notice. Bye!
Cheerio.
See you later!
Perfection.